It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Brooklyn Cafe studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat at the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, or a movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in free 888-994-4995 right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome. I heard the applause. I didn't know we were on the air. Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe's midday show. What's the matter? You picking up your...
Picking up a new wand. I have to feel the right wand of the day, is all I can tell you.
The right wand of the day.
The wand has to be the right wand, the right mood, the right feel of the day.
The right feel of the day.
Yes, everyone should have a wand vase, don't you think? I think everyone should have a wand vase. That's all I can tell you. Happy, what's today, Wednesday to you?
All day.
We're going old school. I'm going old school mug today. The crew broke out our old mugs yesterday. We had National Coffee Day, so we tried out every coffee we could find. So every mug in our studio that we can find is out. So I'm going old school. Remember this picture?
They're not out. They're in the back.
Out.
I hate that picture.
Why?
I thought I got rid of those mugs.
Oh, no, we just hid them. But now they're back out.
I hate those. What's the matter?
Everything.
This
What's
is
the matter?
Freddie.
Everything's the matter.
No, your
Well,
glass
nice
half
to see
empty?
you too.
Glass half empty.
Why is your glass half empty? We're on air. Maybe Teddy can help you? Thank you. And that's called delegating.
That's an interesting approach. Never seen Slick quite upset.
I know. I don't know what happened. You don't like this because you have no hat in this picture. We've got Marissa Dibble from Chatterbox, and they've never seen you without a hat on. So we'll do a throwback to Freddie pre-hat days. And actually, Graciela took these pictures for us.
Oh, wow.
Back in the day. 100%. So let's get her mic. Are there mics over there?
No mics there, yes.
All right. Slick, can we bring some mics out also from here, please?
All the mics are there.
Graciela, back in the day.
All of the mics are there.
Love Graciela.
The mics are all there. Don't listen to her.
She did an amazing job. It was, gosh, that was our 1 year picture I think she did for us. Way before pre-hat, pre-COVID, pre-hat days. Isn't it funny? Everything in my head now is pre-COVID. And now we're
Right.
coming out of it, right? I think pre-hat day is all I can tell you. Anyway, happy Wednesday. I'm really excited about today because, you know, our Kids Network has always been a passion of mine to grow and to bring forward. Since I've known you for 5 years, it was just a dream and an idea, much like this. And this took off and exploded, and our women's empowerment platform has taken off, and so many of our other night shows. And the kids was pretty much the last thing that we've worked on thus far to come along in inception. And we have one of our founders of our Kids Television Network with us. We've got Veronica Green of our Veggie Vero collection, and our Kids in Capes is part of it, and Hector the animator, Homemade with the Animator, and we've got 2 more kids shows in process right now. I had some great calls this morning, and our friends from Sensibility can go on there as well, so maybe 3 new shows and content to create on our Kids Television
3 new
Network.
shows, yeah.
So I'm really excited. Holistic Kids, they are phenomenal. Holistic Mom MD, oh my gosh, this woman is amazing. And I'm going to talk to Marissa about some of the medical sides of it later. She told me that India has one of the highest incidence of diabetes in the world. And we were talking that you're from
Trinidad, but my ancestors were from India, so definitely, I think.
whole nother interesting side.
Yeah, just looking at the generations before me, I think that I have seen a lot of my family with diabetes. So,
And when I was in healthcare, when I first met you, some of the products we used, one of the offices had just opened in India because of such metabolic disease in the Indian culture. And I don't know whether it's food. You always think about what's food oriented. And Veronica and I were talking about, because food is so essential to so many things that you don't realize. Forget the artificial dyes and whether you're going plant-based or not, but
yeah.
everything is based on what we put in our bodies. And you don't realize some of the damages we're doing and putting toxins in our bodies of just a lifetime of habits.
Right, and the way I look at it, food can either heal you or it can harm you. So, for sure.
Well, it's interesting because today in the studio we also have Ingrid Quino, who is from IQ Fitness, and she has an intelligent approach to fitness. So it falls right into what you're talking about.
I think we met her during the pandemic, right? We
Yes.
interviewed you virtually.
on the air.
On the air, virtually, when we were back in studio.
Yes.
So a lot of good
So
things
all
going
that whole
on.
thing comes together. And the funny thing about all of this is that it all begins with education. When I became a diabetic because my upbringing was the wrong foods for my body at the time. And I took in a lot of tetracycline, which really made it even worse. So there was all sorts of issues that I had going on, which made the whole thing even worse. So interesting concept. Now they're talking about children that have all sorts of special needs and things of that nature. How these kids, it isn't even about them surviving, going through it. It's about living. For them, it's really, really difficult getting it done. And we're going to bring some light to that. And we're going to have some segments, and segments are going to talk to other segments. And the only thing left is for cartoons,
That's coming.
which I'm working on.
Are you? Definitely coming, is all I
Some
can tell you.
cartoons. Yeah, good stuff.
So Veronica's here because we haven't really touched base, and we got to keep touching base on what we're working on. And you have your 7th book coming out.
Yes, I do. It is finally ready. It's available for purchase.
Vinny, let's switch over to the other screen, please. Tell us about Veggie Vero and Veggie Vero's adventures.
So this is the 5th Veggie Vero book. It's my 7th book because I also have a yoga book and a recycling little kids book. But this is Veggie Vero book number 5 of the Veggie Vero series, and it's about cleaning up the oceans. Veggie Vero is a little superhero who rescues the animals, and in each book she kind of rescues a different a different animal. In this book, she's rescuing the ocean animals, and also talking to kids about being more conscious about their daily choices, because what we do every day affects the habitat, the ecosystem, affects all the wildlife, and so this kind of puts it into perspective for kids. And I'm so proud of this book. I'm so excited that it's finally published. It took like almost a whole year to get everything ready for it. The illustrations came out amazing. I'm just happy to share it with
How long
everybody.
have you been writing kids' books?
Since 2016. Yeah, just 2016.
And what made you start doing this?
Well, when I went vegan myself, I really just became super passionate about it and wanted to share it with families, and I really wanted kids to know that that's even a thing, that you don't have to stick to the traditional, you know what I mean, that you don't have to eat animals to be healthy, because that was drilled into my head my entire life. And then I learned another way, and I'm like, oh wow, I actually feel a lot better and I'm healthier in every way. And I never even knew that this was an option. So,
And I love that you're bringing this forward for the kids. And so much of what you do, and if you haven't seen Veronica's show, Veggie Vero, on Saturday, you have to tune in, because what you bring forward here, just as authentically you, is you take it to even another level to reach the kids. But you work with kids all the time.
I do. I work part-time at the Delray Beach Children's Garden, which is, I always talk about how it's such an amazing place. It's really just a beautiful outdoor garden for kids to explore and play in nature, learn about how to be eco-conscious, learn about how food grows. So it's a really special place, very close to my heart. I've been there for a few years now. And it goes hand in hand with, the fact that I'm a children's book author. Everything that I kind of do is in this realm of children and families and holistic parenting, holistic living. And it's been quite an adventure. And now that we're coming back, like all of the gardens, workshops, and programs were canceled or postponed, I should say, due to COVID. Now everything is starting to come back. Homeschool is coming back. Arts and craft workshops, birthday parties, they're all starting to slowly trickle back in. And it's amazing to see the kids, how excited they are to interact with each other and to see people again, to see each other again. It's an outdoor space, so some people are masked and some people are not, but it's whatever you feel comfortable with. But I really encourage anybody who's in the local area. If you're in Delray or the surrounding areas, to come and check it out. It's a really special place.
We were there about a year ago already. It was Halloween.
You melted.
Melted.
You melted in Halloween.
It was so hot.
Yeah.
But what a spectacular place to go to. And we said we were going to go when it got cooler. When it got cooler, we all got shut down pretty rapidly. But what Jeannie's done and what Veronica does, and for these kids, to see these little kids, I think your grandsons, and we talked about it then, would absolutely love it.
Well, they do. And you know, it's funny because, and I'll go back to teaching parents how to feed their kids correctly. And there's a couple of questions that people are writing in that I want to ask you about. I went vegan for 6 months, and it wasn't easy. So now I go back and forth, I flip-flop. Not easy, but I felt better as a vegan because I got off the meats and all the stuff that they bring or what have you. But I have to ask you, protein becomes an issue when you become vegan. And I know there's a lot of protein in certain vegans' foods. But honestly, bleh, bleh, ew,
Well-
not so good.
I don't see protein as an issue, honestly. There is protein in pretty much all plant-based foods. And actually, we actually don't need as much protein as we've been programmed to believe that we need. But yeah, I mean, if you're worried about protein, incorporate beans, chickpeas, hummus, incorporate lots of vegetables like greens do have protein, not as much as maybe a piece of steak, but it also doesn't come with the cholesterol and high blood pressure. You know what I mean? So if you're just eating a regular healthy plant-based diet, you know, incorporate nuts into your diet, peanut butters, almond butters, all those things have protein.
But is that enough protein
Yes.
that is essential is the question.
Yes.
For
And
avoid-
I've done research on this. I mean, I'm not a medical expert, but from what I have learned through my research on plant-based diet versus, you know, traditional standard American diet, you are eliminating all of the bad stuff that comes along with eating meat and only keeping the good stuff. Because when you get your meat through an animal, you're actually getting it through a third-party source. That animal got its protein from the plants it ate while it was alive. So you're actually cutting out the middleman. You're going straight to the source of the protein, and you're skipping the cholesterol and the high blood pressure and all the crap that comes along with
Okay,
eating
then
the
I'm going
animal.
to ask you part B of the question is the stuff that they're putting into vegetables because they want them bigger, they want them better, they want them to last longer, which
The
seems to me-
GMOs?
yeah, it seems to be that's the new technology is for a piece of corn to last.
Yeah, it almost seems like we
127
can't do anything right?
It's a
like
Willy
no matter
Wonka
how
ear
good
of
you try to
corn.
be, you're still getting something. I know, it's a struggle. I try to buy organic as much as I can. And even then, you don't always know really where your food is coming from. It is a struggle because we live in a society where we rely on grocery stores, you know? If we were all growing our own food, then we would know where our
We're
food's
back
coming
to
from.
that. We're back to that.
But you're teaching this to kids,
Yeah, yeah.
Madam President. But you're teaching this to kids. And that's what's so incredible.
Come on, you're on.
Yeah, I always encourage families
Thank you.
to start their
Podcast
own
is
backyard gardens if possible. I mean, I know it might not be feasible for everybody to grow all the food that you're going to eat and feed your entire family. If you can, more power to you, but at least as a supplement. Because if you even just, never mind the health aspects for a minute, just the educational value that your kids are going to get from planting a seed and watching it grow, nurturing it, you know, it teaches them a sense of responsibility, a sense of just nature-based education, I guess, and then actually seeing like a carrot grows in the ground, pulling it out of the ground, washing it off, chopping it up, and putting it into their
Carrots
dinner.
do not come from the grocery store.
Right, carrots don't
contrary
start
to
at the grocery
popular
store.
opinion.
So it's really such an educational thing too. So I really do think that we need to get more back to growing our own foods and trying to incorporate that as much as possible into our daily lives, because we don't know like you said, you can be a full vegan, but you're eating stuff that was pumped with all types of hormones. It's
know.
true what you're saying. That is true.
And I want to bring Ingrid into the conversation because Ingrid, you do the physical therapy stuff, right? You do the exercise and things of that nature.
Oh, look at the book.
Talking to the mic. Go ahead.
I'm not a nutritionist, so I do educate my clients about nutrition, but I cannot write nutritional programs for them. I do know people that have turned from being, they would eat meat before and now they're either vegetarian or vegan. It is hard to find protein to make a whole protein when you are vegan. Not impossible.
And the, and,
Oh,
and-
I didn't hear you.
And,
Sorry.
the reason that I want to bring this into discussion is because I'm really looking at the education of parents and watch the children grow in exactly what you're going to talk about. And we're going to go to Chatterbox in a minute with that as well, because I think that the message being delivered is that parents think they're being told what to do with their kids. And I don't think that's really the correct message. So the exercise program, or you having kids come in and do it your way, do you work with families that way?
I work with families, yes. At the end is really, I can teach my clients what to do, but at the end becomes if they do it or not, which is hard. Like you say, you grew up certain way, your family ate certain way, and they teach you certain way to eat. So everybody has to decide that they want to change that about their life. So, when the family live together, they kind of eat certain ways. So I can teach them, and they can change, they can make changes, but honestly, most of the time, it takes a lot of effort for them to change, and they want to have to do it. I mean, you can't, I cannot force them. I could be 100% right. I can give them the perfect recipe, and if they don't want to do it, they won't do it. You know what I mean?
It's one step
And
at a
that's
time.
like what I was saying before. You can, it's not about telling people this is the way, you have to do it this way. At the end of the day,
Exactly.
you're going to raise your
Exactly.
family how you want to. But just the fact that you're putting the information out there and making it available, because like, I don't know about you, but when I was growing up, I didn't know any other way. I didn't know that
Of
there
course.
was any other way. I thought I needed meat to be healthy. I needed dairy to have calcium. You know what I mean? Everything is like about tradition. You have to slaughter 30 billion turkeys every Thanksgiving. No,
You
that's
don't
not
know.
the only way.
It's like I was talking to you this morning when my daughter, when Chelsea was born, I was the ripe old age of 25, and who knew about feeding myself, let alone a baby? So she'd have her vaccines, and what do? You give them Tylenol. Well, she was allergic to the red dye number 7, so she threw it up everywhere. But not knowing that, so she had that and Tylenol, so you give them electrolytes, so a Gatorade, red. The kid got so sick, but we never knew 30 years ago, 29 years ago, that red dye had that many contraindications as we know now. But it's a process of learning, and so many things like that.
When
and
you
the
put
blues
the
and the
information
reds.
out there, you're like planting a seed. And
And
they can
yep.
take it or leave it, but at least it's there. You know, that's
and
the
that's
most
what you do
important
with your
thing.
books, and that's what you do every Saturday. And people, I was telling you, they're actually writing in saying they've got new kids' books, The Billy and the Magic Bubble. She said, on your kids' network, would they read my book? So she's got a new one out
Absolutely.
that Billy now goes to school in her magic bubble of her protection bubble. And all these children's books, that what you're doing is getting noticed because they want their books read on the kids' network.
I love that. So if any of the viewers have not seen, on Saturday mornings, I do a show on the Kids Television Network here, along with a couple of other fantastic hosts that you have. And I usually do either a story time and a craft project for the kids, or some type of plant-based cooking session, or a few times I've interviewed local kids in the neighborhood that have passions, that something that they're passionate about and they want to share it with. So I try to mix it up and have different topics. But yeah, it's so much fun. I love doing it and sharing information, and also even like the craft projects and stuff. Some of them are just fun, easy things that you can do with your kids at home.
They're simple. You
If
don't
you're
realize that you can really keep
homeschooling,
things
or if you're
simple
just
with
bored on a
kids.
weekend, yeah, keep it simple.
A coffee filter and watercolors. I mean,
Yeah,
simple.
I
We
think
don't
that
have
was
to
the
get
last
complicated.
weekend. We made a butterfly out of coffee filter and watercolors, and it became a tie-dye butterfly. Little things like that.
And tell us about your book launch. I'm sorry, on Saturday. Sorry,
Yeah.
on Saturday.
So, okay, this Friday, October 2nd, is my book release party for my new Veggie Vero book, and it is being held at the Delray Beach Children's Garden at 3 p.m. So we're going to have a story time, an ocean-themed craft for the kids, and just kind of nature play. They get to explore the garden. We're going to have some live music. You remember Stevie and his dad who perform that I interviewed on the Kids Corner segment. They have written a Veggie Vero theme song, which is like so such an honor. I was so thrilled, and they're going to perform it live at the book release party. So
That's Friday at 3 o'clock.
It's really cool because all of this material is coming forward, giving kids a voice where on a normal day you wouldn't hear it. But it's not only giving the kids a voice, I think it's helping people break these traditions. In my house, we always ate the wrong thing. Too much starches. I had banana with my starches. I had more potatoes, bananas with my starches. I mean, and then you wonder why I'm a diabetic. I don't wonder. I know why I'm a diabetic. But the object of the game is to learn from history, turn it around, make it better, give your kids a fighting chance. You know, education, right? You know a little bit about that stuff. You send your kid to school and you wonder why they're always falling asleep. Well, you fill them up with carbs, and when you crash, you're done.
Pop-Tarts?
I mean, think about it. You're going to go out there, you're going to fill them with carbs. All right, go to school, and you're like, yeah. And then that's the end of that. And then you wonder why they bring you home a D or a C or an F. And you're to blame as much as the kid falling asleep in school.
But it's if I knew then what I know now. Like if we had kids now, would we do it differently? So you have the
Yes.
advantage right now. You've got grandchildren. But imagine telling your kids, maybe you should feed the boys this. They'd say, Dad, these are my kids. I'm going to do what I want.
Well, this is one of the reasons that I'm glad the Chatterbox is in the house, because we got to get the word out. And again, it's visibility, and did I say visibility? And you got to get the word out intelligently with the health, the foods, and the whole combination on this thing so that we can stop the craziness. There's just too much crazy going on right now. Enough is enough.
We're going to go to commercial break. Tell us again Friday and how people follow you.
So first of all my books are available on my website, veggievero.com. And they're also available on Amazon. And if you'd like to attend the book release party, if you're local in South Florida, you can go to veggievero.com, my website, and on the homepage there, you'll see the upcoming events, and you just click on it and pre-register. We are requiring pre-registration, so that way we can try to control how big it is. Try to cap the size a little bit, but we have quite a few families signed up, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you're local, please do check it out, veggievero.com.
Well, thank you so much for being part of our Kids Television Network.
Absolutely.
And every
Thank
week
you for having me.
It grows and grows, and there's crafts and story times, and they're not always Veggie Vero books. There's other books. If you have a children's book you've written and you want Veronica to read it, or if you want to read it, we can bring you in on a segment. And now we're going to be incorporating some more cooking. You did some amazing vegan tacos, which was adorable, and then you did vegan tuna. And I was thinking of you because you love tuna.
That was actually the recipe that's in the back of this book, because at the end of each of my Veggie Vero books, I include a vegan recipe, and it's a vegan chickpea tuna salad.
It
And
comes
of
with a
course, you
can
can
of
make
tuna?
it into a sandwich, huh?
Chickpeas.
Comes with a can of tuna?
No, it's vegan.
There's always something.
It's made from chickpeas, and oh my God, it was so good. So yeah, I think that was the last one I did.
That was a couple episodes.
That was fun.
We're going to have a little chit-chat later.
Stay tuned. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, more with Ingrid Health and Fitness, and a big announcement coming to you from Chatterbox
I
of
got
South
another
Florida.
announcement.
Another one. All right, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
At Carmen Care Advanced Laser Therapy, our professional team specializes in finding the best alternative laser therapy treatments for your painful conditions. Do you suffer with chronic pain, a post-traumatic injury, or simply looking for the benefits of cell rejuvenation to the skin? Schedule a consultation today to understand how photobiomodulation can help reduce your symptoms, reduce or even eliminate pain. Give us a call today, 561-405-9577. We focus on treating you who has a disease, not a disease that defines who you are. Contact Carmen Care Laser Therapy today, 561-405-9577 or carmencarelaser.com.
Pizza District is the official pizzeria of the Brooklyn Cafe Show. They have amazing deals, great food, and an even better customer connection. Their owner, Nico, runs the friendliest and cleanest pizzeria for miles around. With their pizza made with whole wheat, gluten-free, cauliflower crust, and traditional New York style, you can't go wrong. Plus all the extras like salad and chicken wings. They are a family-run business with a great atmosphere. Call today to order your pizza and tell them the Brooklyn Cafe sent you at 561-961-4163. That's 561-961-4163 for Pizza District, the official pizzeria of the Brooklyn Cafe.
AskDearAbby.com. Dear Abby is a life coaching company that was founded by Abby Awotasu. At Dear Abby, we believe in empowering single women to unapologetically own their identities and grow in self-love. We know that in order for you to find true, meaningful, lasting love, you must first love and fully embrace yourself, flaws and all. Contact us today at AskDearAbby.com for your personalized coaching session that will get you on the path to ultimately finding your soulmate. And follow Dear Abby on social media at AskDearAbby on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Spotlight your business, ideas, and events through our Brooklyn Cafe TV channel on Apple TV. Contact us at 888-224-5422 for more information. Let the whole town, even the whole country, know your message with a click of a button. Together, we inspire creativity.
Amp Media Productions and WNN Money Talk Radio have been in conjoint business for 10 years. They've been working around the clock nonstop to promote over 500 shows and businesses reaching all over South Florida. With added platforms such as social media live streaming, podcasts, and the specialty of live radio, it's never been easier to get your voice heard by millions of listeners. To amplify your impact and start your show today, contact Amp Media Productions at 866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422. AMP2 TV and WNN Money Talk Radio have been in conjoint business for 10 years. They have been working around the clock nonstop to promote over 500 shows and businesses reaching all over South Florida. With added platforms such as social media live streaming, podcasts, and the specialty of live radio, it has never been easier to get your voice heard by millions of listeners. To amplify your impact and start your show today, contact AMP2 TV at 866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
And we are back at the Brooklyn Cafe. I love what we get to do. I love that we are coming into the light, creating light, and bringing more things forward. Things that you and I have always talked about doing.
Come into the light.
Of kids.
The hell are you, Star Wars?
Kids.
Come into the light.
It's better than going to the dark side. It's kind of how you and I face.
It does have advantages.
I'll take the light side over the dark side.
It's nice to see that people are beginning to be more receptive to some of the things that we've been talking about for years. I mean, I ended up in ICU for 7 days, right? Because I didn't listen. I'm listening now. I pay attention now. Wines, they brought me dry wines that have no sugar.
Yeah, Faith brought this.
Yeah,
it has no sugar. Anyone try it?
Yeah.
How is it, Marissa? Good?
Especially if you're on low sugar or low carb, like I think it's great.
I didn't even know this was a thing.
Yeah. I don't think Faith knew either. She said they sent it to her. So we would not be good hosts if we did not partake in trying what people bring us.
They sent Faith a
You have to try
non-sugar.
it.
Right? You can't have a party if people don't
Why
send
are
it
you
to you.
getting phone calls?
I don't know.
You're on the air.
I know.
You want me to answer the phone? Hello? Let me answer the phone.
Not that one.
Let me answer the phone. Come on.
It's verifying an appointment.
Let me answer. Yes, I be there with
Yes,
bells.
she will be in for her Botox next month.
Oh, yeah.
100%. She
thought it
will
was-
be there.
I thought it was something else.
Can I confirm it on air?
What's the matter, Slick?
You want me to send it to myself?
Really?
You
We're
want
on
to
air,
edit it
Slick?
for me?
How do you want it to look?
You want to edit it for me? That's your
I'm
job.
gonna put my.
Okay.
Put your spin on it.
Right.
Put your production spin on it, Slick.
Now don't throw away the piece, because if I don't like it, I'm going to do it over.
Slick, you know what that your sweatshirt reminds me of? Bill Belichick. They did a whole segment on him over the weekend on what he
I
looks
saw
like
that.
now versus what he looked like
It's the same shirt.
in February of 2020. He was all in the suit,
It's
his
the same
tie,
shirt.
his chin up.
With the same grass stain and the same burger stain. He ain't never changed.
Laundry bill, because he just wears.
So that's like the old and the new. He was all nice and clean in February, and now he's wearing your shirt in end of 2020. It's a thing.
What's the thing?
It's a thing.
Now, I wanted to talk a little bit also about promoting businesses, about how to get the word out there. Because everybody comes to us and says, well, what do you have in mind? So I said to him, well, why don't you tell me what you had in mind, and then let me fill in the blanks to get there, right? Because business, I don't have a magic pill. I wish I did. If I had a magic pill, I wouldn't be sitting here.
It's called money and paid search.
So the object of the game is you got to do the effort, right? What you were talking about. You got to put the work in order to get the work out. You guys don't look the way you do because you don't work at it. You do work at it. Some of you get up at 3 in the morning to look like this at 7. Some of you never go to sleep working on it, but you work at it. More women work at it than men. True?
I don't know.
I do.
It just takes
Maybe.
more.
For every one man that works, huh? Not this early?
No, I see a lot of men. I've seen more women nowadays than I've seen years before.
Looking better?
Yes.
You know why, right?
Yes.
When
Why?
you are in your house for 7 months and you don't shave and you don't cut your hair and everybody's gray, you gotta look better. You gotta come out of into the light.
Stop picking on me with the gray hair, okay?
I didn't even see that, but
Again.
It's
isn't that
there.
true? Hairdressers were not available, so what the women do? They went gray.
No, we colored it ourselves.
Yep, we did. We
Like I
colored
said, they
ourselves.
went gray. You ever notice when a woman colors her hair, it's
There were
only the
patches.
ends.
It's not
The
easy.
color's here and there's no color
I gotta
here.
tell you, it was a weekend Chelsea and I had. I cut hers and she colored mine.
You cut her hair? Is that why I saw her picture? Her hair was like this. I saw one ear and I didn't see the other one. Really?
Pretty much. No, I did a really good job actually.
So now women are getting back into the group, but guys, you know, a guy may shave, maybe.
Me.
I don't know what that grunt work looks like. That they leave a patch of hair here and a patch of hair here, and they tell you I can't grow a beard, so shave it. Jeez, Louise, get rid of it.
Shave it off.
But the delivery is become important. If you want your message to be heard, you got to deliver. You got to put it out there. So do you think, I wanted to ask, do you think this is a time now where people should play it safe and wait? Or do they go forward and say, listen, we got to get back to business and go forward? What's your opinion on that?
So in general, before you open a business, before you open your doors, you should be promoting, branding your name, branding what you do, branding the services you're going to offer. So going back from, out of pandemic mode, back to somewhat normal or the new normal, you should be pushing your business name. You should brand it out there and people should know who you are.
And the thing is, people don't know how to do that, and it's overwhelming because you have an idea. At least for you and I, we have creativity. We have creative ideas, and we go when we do. And then we need someone like you to help us promote and to do the public relations and to do the social media, because we can't create and do social media and do PR and send proposals and do sales. It takes us away from who we are and what we do.
Right,
So
absolutely.
I'm so excited, and I have to make this announcement that we have partnered with Chatterbox of South Florida, the Brooklyn Cafe, and Ant Media Productions, that you will be doing our PR side for our clients and for anyone that needs it. And then in reverse, we will help your clients that need advertising, radio, mass media, production work. And this way, we've got a great team surrounding both businesses, and now we cover everything for you. Because people say, I just want PR, I don't want social media, or vice versa. And there's differences, which I am learning.
Absolutely. There's a difference to what your team brings and what our team will bring to the table. And I think when we combine it, it really covers everything.
Because we just can't do it all.
Well, I like the aspect that you have somebody who understands the nature of the beast. You know, there are businesses, there are restaurants, we talked about this, on the same block. There are 5 restaurants, and they're all going out of business. They're all closing down. They can't stay open. They can't. All I heard was they can't. Then we took the biggest building, and we put all 5 of them in one building. And on Monday, it was Cucci Fritos. On Tuesday, it was Italian. On Wednesday, it was Chinese. On Thursday, it was, I don't know. And Friday, I don't know. And they're staying open. So now, instead of 5, they're down to 4 because one of them made enough money and they got their own place back. But they stayed alive in that one building. During this, the worst time of our lives, they stayed alive. And I know you hate the word pivot, but they came up with a different way of doing it.
That was a pivot, and now they're growing.
And
We
they're
all
coming
pivot.
back.
We all pivoted in March and April. We had to find a way. But there's no more pivoting. Now, wherever you landed on that pivot, whether you're 180 or 45 or 260, whatever your degree pivot was, now you have to take that position and grow and go with it. There's no more, we can't retreat anymore. We can't go back to where we were because it's different. And I love what you're doing, but can you explain the difference between PR, public relations, and social media marketing?
Absolutely. So social media marketing really falls under the digital marketing umbrella. It is using a digital platform or a group of digital platforms socially to get interaction with friends, family, and the community at large. Public relations is taking your business name, putting a positive spin on you as a business, your services, and what you bring to the table, and reaching the community. So totally different.
And how do you do public relations if we're not doing social media? And I was out with someone yesterday and they said, I don't want to do advertising. I just want PR.
Okay, so PR, people hear it, they think TV, radio, and they close their mind to that. But a huge part of it is community relations. If you take your name and you take your business and you put a t-shirt on with your business name on it, and you went out into the community, and you can't shake hands right now, but if you connected with people that way, that's community relations, and in essence, that's public relations.
Interesting.
Or you can go out to events and you can promote your business. Set up a table. You don't have to shake hands. People don't have to touch a pen to give you their information. They can log onto your website and fill out the information. And now they have reached you as a business owner. So I always push, use your free resources, right? Before you come to us and before you spend money to advertise, what are you doing in the community to brand yourself, 1, as a person, and 2, as a business? How are you reaching people?
It's your hat.
What?
It's his hat. When I first met Freddie, I couldn't think of his face, right? Because I didn't know him that well.
Well, there you go. And there you have it.
But
ladies
I
and
remember the
gentlemen.
hat.
You know, you and my cardiologist are very the same. I went to her for 4 years. When I put on the hat, she says, "Oh, you're that guy I see on TV."
Right.
I go, "Yeah," and she knew my name. Right. When I took off the hat, she said, "Where'd he go?" What is
it's
that?
magic.
Really?
Yeah.
Freddie and the Magic Hat.
Wow. I've heard it all.
But it's
I
branding.
thought last night was bad, but now I heard it all.
But it's branding.
It is branding. But it's also about courage. And we got Faith Washington also is in the studio. Pick up your microphone over there. It's also about courage. No, this one over there. She got it over here.
Ingrid has a few.
It's also about courage because what you want to do is you want to believe in who you are and what you do and how you help the community. Like you said, you have to meet the community. If the community doesn't like your product, I'll give you an example. The tire from one of the tire companies was called back because when you rode at 80 miles an hour or 70 miles an hour, the threads came off the tire. Kind of dangerous, no? People died, cars blew up, things started falling out of the car. So would you drive in those tires? Or are you going to listen to the community and maybe call them back, take them off, and sell a new tire?
Sure.
Right? That's not what we do. We find a way of putting crazy glue on that tire and putting it back out there. I mean, honestly, courage can't be combined with stupidity, is what I'm trying to say. You got to stand alone with your product and believe on who you are and what you're selling. True? Yes? No?
Absolutely, yeah.
Anybody disagree? Faith, I know that you're a big advocate of get out and get up and go, right?
Always.
And you've, ever since I've known you, that's always been your battle cry. You want to get the best you can of who you are and what you do.
And the best for everybody else, too.
That's right. And so you have to sort of change your outlook right now because everybody is sort of, do I wear a mask? Don't I wear a mask? Do I shake hands? Don't I shake hands? You know, it's like I said the other day. Wash your hands. Try washing your hands a few times a day. Because before, nobody washed their hands. They would pick their nose, they would pick their ears. Hey, how you doing? They go to the bathroom.
Yes.
They don't wash their hands.
Don't wash your
They
hands.
smell like stupid lubritis. I mean, come on now.
Common sense is not very common, so that's part of common sense. You're supposed to wash your hands if you use the bathroom. You're not supposed to touch your face if you're, like at the gym. The gym is one of the dirtiest places outside of the hospital. So if you're at the gym and you're constantly touching your face or, you know, or touching your nose or your eyes, of course you're gonna, you can catch something, an infection, which has happened. Or I have friends that had an little open wound and then they got like an infection and they got bad. How you call this infection? It's really bad.
Staph
They got it.
aureus.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
It's a bacteria.
It's a bad infection. A bacterial infection is really tough to get rid of. So I guess we were just talking yesterday with a friend and we were saying, yeah, common sense is not really common.
It isn't.
It's expensive common sense, you know that? It takes a lot of expense. You got to get sick, ICU.
But marketing and
hospital.
growing a business, you may have the common sense of I want to do this, but we don't have time to do it.
Right.
At the end of the day, if you're working, and no one's working 9 to 5 anymore, everyone's working like 6 to 10 at night, right? So we're putting in 15, 16-hour days, and when you sit down and you think, I'll do that social media when I get home. Well, 10 o'clock is not optimal most for social media unless maybe you're a bar and that's your clientele. So putting it out at 10 or 11, you don't have the fresh eyes to do it. You don't have the clarity of mind, and that's not your target audience. So to think that you can do everything and run a successful business is not even a case anymore because you have to get in front of the curve. We can't be behind. What'd they say? The wheel in the grass yesterday? I don't know what that was.
The wheel in the grass.
But that's why you help so many people. Chatterbox of South Florida, and you work with car companies and big industry as well, as well as Soboka.
Yeah, absolutely. And I always say, I know business owners want to get involved and they want to post things on their social, and that's great. What we do for you is totally different. It's not about when we have time, we're going to post something about your business to your page. It's not that. It's about studying your industry, knowing who you are as a business, who your perfect client is, who your audience is, and we tailor everything to fit you. We can have 3 different chiropractors all on the same street. You don't get posted at the same time because we're not promoting you as them and them as you. Everybody's individual. Their style of practicing is different. So that means your plan of action in your portfolio is totally different.
And that's what makes it unique. And that's what we all need as businesses to grow, is the diversity and helping each other, right? So we help you as the production side of it. You help clients on the PR and the advertising and marketing. And together, imagine these powerhouse businesses that we can create in our community and abroad, because now with the beautiful side of the pandemic is technology has grown. Right? So you can do what you do for anyone worldwide.
Absolutely.
And we can do what we do for anyone worldwide. So it opens up this microcosm of Boca to anyone, anywhere that is looking to grow a business with multiple layers of media and advertising and public relations.
You know, it just makes me laugh. I've been doing this almost 11 years now, and I hear the same speech today that I heard back 11 years ago. See, but 11 years ago, everybody thought this was silly. Nobody ever believed that this is the way it was going to be.
Right.
It wasn't until God got angry and says, you know what, we're going to keep you home, that all of a sudden this is the greatest thing we've been doing this forever. We've asked people to promote this way forever. The one key ingredient that you have educated me on, and I've been doing this a while, is how to optimize your website, how to optimize your internet, how to get optimized, and being the first one you Google something, you want the Brooklyn Cafe there on top, and there's a science to that.
Do you do website development?
Yes, we do. We have a couple of web designers. You know, they work with you to project your style onto it. But then there's sometimes, you know, where we find clients want a certain look and it doesn't look the way the audience is going to grasp it. So we'll kind of steer them away, but yes, we do that.
That is what people are looking for
It
also.
is. It is. It is. It has become so vital now to be optimized. And it's funny because before the pandemic, you ever notice that people abandoned their websites? They didn't care about it. They let it grow hair. And all the mistakes that you did with all the tools you had, all of a sudden you jump back in and say, oh, you know, I got to fix my website. But you don't have an idea because all you did was sleep on your mistakes.
Right, and your business essentially has two front doors. You have a virtual front door and a physical front door. You're not in your physical location every single day, or you may not be there 24 hours. You're not a hospital, then I get it. Your virtual front door is the access for people who are shopping late at night or just not available when your physical front door is open. And you should always be consistently driving traffic to both of those opportunities.
And there's a lot of stuff that goes with promoting product, promoting businesses, whether it's doing it in Spanish, because your native tongue is Spanish and we go deliver your message in multicultures. Spanish, Haitian, English, the whole nine. Going to Europe, cafes in Europe, opening up coast to coast. 3 continents, right? You got East Coast, West Coast, now you're gonna have Canada, you're gonna have the UK. You gotta get bigger. You gotta get bigger, you know why?
Yes.
Because the louder noise you make, maybe it falls on the number of deaf ears that aren't listening. Because everybody's hustling right now for the almighty dollar. Everybody's looking, where am I going to make my next buck? And all the opportunities are going by, but you have the ingredients you always had. This is what I've learned. Take advantage of what you always had and make it better. And this is why Chatterbox works. Even the name is amazing. I've always told you that.
How'd you come up with that name?
Edric gave me that name, Chatterbox, because he is fond of watching sports and I'm not. And I always have these great ideas that I come up with, but it's never at a time where he's not watching a game, right? Because if you ask me, there's always a game. There's football and basketball and baseball and golf. It's like 24/7. So he thinks the only time I chat is during sports. So it was March of 2019 and you know,
This is hilarious.
there was some March Madness nonsense going on. And I have no interest in that. So I'm sitting on the couch and he was like, look, this is like Game of Thrones. And I got it. Because during Game of Thrones, you have to like, shh, just be really quiet. There's no chatting. And he said, why don't you go upstairs and just chat about something with somebody on the phone? Please just leave me alone. I promise I will talk to you after. And I'm like, oh, I like to chat. And I'm like, Chatterbox, I can help businesses with that. And with my advertising background, I think it's great. Why not?
So a backhand insult, a backhand compliment became your...
Yeah.
There you go.
That's
So
what-
now the world gets the brunt of my chatting, and you'll see me across South Florida with the microphone, talking to businesses and asking them about what they do. And they love to chat back. It's better than Edric.
That is remarkable. That's a remarkable story.
That is a great
That's
story.
womanitis.
Yeah,
Women
that's what
always
it is.
talk. Do you ever notice that women always talk to men when there's a game on, or when the man is in the bathroom?
It has nothing to do with that. It's just when the idea comes to mind,
No, no,
you
no.
have to get
It's
it out.
radar. You go game. Let me go talk to him. Bathroom.
Because
Let me
they
go
look
talk
so
to him.
peaceful and quiet, like they're not doing anything. They're just sitting and focusing. Like,
Quiet.
that is the best time to capture their attention when they're focused.
On the game.
It's
Exactly.
this is the way to explain that, okay? This is how the brain works. When they're watching sports, they are literally tuned in and they're receiving what's on TV. They're listening, they're observing, and their antenna are up to receive. You feel that.
Absolutely.
And as soon as you
We're
know,
creatures of feeling.
and as soon as you know that they're excited and they're listening, You want to sit down next to them and give them what you want to tell them.
Well, you
is how it
are the spin
I
master.
absolutely love
No,
that.
what it is that he's gonna say yes, just to
Yes.
get you the hell out of here. I wanna blow up the car. Yeah, just go blow it up. Go goodbye.
Right.
Right? I wanna sell the cat. Yeah,
I just
go.
leverage it another way. So when deliveries come, what time's the game? Between 1 and 3. Okay, I gotta go. Publix will be here between 2 and 3. You'll be here, And this delivery is coming between 12 and 4. I'll be here. I'll see you later. And I go. So now I've leveraged it to another level. Remember my post of being 50? I don't care about the games anymore. I do what I gotta do. And then everything just gets delivered so it doesn't interrupt the other things I gotta do. It's a beautiful thing.
You're lucky that you're not married to me. I would buy a pair of handcuffs. I would handcuff you to watch the game. And you could beg, you could scream, you ain't gonna hurt me no more than nobody else already has.
I can meditate out of that. I can meditate my way out of that easily.
No, you're gonna
Zone
chatterbox
out.
away, and you know what I'm gonna do?
You figured a way.
I'm gonna put music to your chatter. I'm gonna say, all right, I'm gonna play
Nope.
music. I don't care. I could watch a game with no sound, and listen to you babble on all day. But I would do that. I would put double handcuffs, legs and arms, and you would have to watch. I gotta go to the bathroom. Tough. Here's a can.
That's an after-hour show for sure.
I'm Italian. I would do that because then you would appreciate. And what is it with knocking on the door when somebody's in the when a man's in the bathroom? That is our place.
That's your place.
Oh my gosh.
Marissa, how do people find you in Chatterbox?
You can give us a call at 954-461-8907. Follow us on social to see all that we're doing in the community. Our name on there is Chatterbox of South Florida. And our website is www.chatterboxofsouthflorida.com.
We are excited about this collaboration. This is going to help businesses on every level that they need exposure.
That's right. We're going to be exposing you to WNN. You saw who showed up. I'm not supposed to say her name, but WNN Radio was in the house. She wanted to take a look at what was going on, and I have her attention as well. So we're going to be introducing you to about 75 opportunities over there if they want to take advantage of what they are currently doing. And the success in the media business is measured by time. The longer you do this, the more successful you must be. I know guys that have done this 30 years. Jeff DeForest, the beast of sports. I know him personally. He started me in the business 11 years ago. He's still on there. He's still on radio, sports radio. Successful. It's measured by success. Don't be afraid to succeed, and don't be afraid to play short.
All right, we're going to go to commercial break. When we come back, we got Faith Washington, we've had Ingrid, I think Marissa's staying with us, and we also have Donnie joining us, talking about Future 6 Helping Hands, helping special needs kids and children with cancer in the community through sports. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Healing Moments Wellness Boutique specializes in integrating scientific and ancient therapies to relieve physical, emotional, and psychological distress. Through the power of touch, coaching, and meditation, clients experience pain relief, relaxation, healing, and detoxification. Contact Healing Moments Wellness Boutique at 561-931-2187 and experience Boca Raton's Healing Haven. Enjoy the benefits of an individualized treatment plan to help find your feelings of peace, complete balance, and wellness. Call Healing Moments today, 561-931-2187, and be rejuvenated.
Introducing Black Tie Liquors, your one-stop shop for wine and spirit needs. Whether you're looking for an ice-cold pack of summer brews or just to grab your favorite bottle of scotch and whiskey, Black Tie Liquors has you covered. Come choose from a wide selection of beers, wines, spirits, or liqueurs. Or if you're in the mood, feel free to grab one of our fresh cigars. Stop by Black Tie Liquors today, located on 5970 South Jog Road, Lake Worth, Florida. Or give them a call at 561-968-0988.
Even though some things are far away, we plan for them ahead of time because they're important. When it comes to your celebration of life, it's really no different. You want to plan ahead now so your family doesn't have to later, and create a service that reflects your values, character, and traditions, no matter what they may be. At Dignity Memorial, we listen to every detail. and make sure everyone is remembered.
We are on fire. So let's spread your business like a wildfire. Spotlight your business, ideas, and events through our Brooklyn Cafe TV channel on Amazon Fire. Contact us at 888-224-5422 for more information. Let the whole town, even the whole country, know your message with a click of a button. Together, we ignite.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
It's a beautiful thing.
I don't have to ring the bell now.
And we are back in the
Wow.
Brooklyn Cafe on a wonderful
5 years.
Wednesday.
5 years of doing this. I don't have to do that no more.
It's silence. Silence is golden sometimes.
No, you got the applause.
I've really taken sports to another level. I take it as an opportunity to go to bed. Or get my nails done, or get my hair done. I used to fight it. I used to chat and fight it and be aggravated by it. And then I say, you know what? I'm just going to take it and do me.
How can you do that? That's so.
I'm 53, almost 54 is how I can do it.
But you used to hang out on the sidelines with footballs and everything else and baseball
I was
games.
20. And
So
they
what
were,
happened? So now it's
They were hot tight ends then. There's still some hot tight ends, is all I can tell you. I don't know.
That's why I watch women racing car drivers.
We have those on the show also.
I know.
But I'm excited. We have a new guest joining us, and he's coming to us virtual. I think he's in Jupiter. We've got Donnie Otto-Farrow joining us with Future 6 Helping Hands, and we were introduced to Johnny through JoJo.
Yes, JoJo on the Go-Go.
And what
JoJo
he's
wants
doing
to
for
do
kids.
business on the beach. What did I tell you this?
Oh, I like that name, Business on the Beach.
So she's going to do it from her backyard, which is facing the ocean.
That's a great name, actually. She can set up like a tiki hut like
All-
Lucy
all
did.
being worked on.
Fantastic.
This
We haven't
is
seen
something.
JoJo in a long time. So let's bring Donnie over, and we also still hear with all of our friends. Hey, Donnie, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing, everyone?
Everyone is doing great. Tell us about Future 6. JoJo sent us a video clip, and I didn't even have to get all the way through it, and I said, I'm in. Because for me, for Freddie, for what we are creating, it is always about kids.
Awesome. Future 6 was an idea that we came up with 10 years ago, in 2010. It's been a struggle for the first few years to obviously raise money and raise funding for what it is that we do. And we didn't really actually get to work in the community until 2014, but we've been nonstop ever since. And really, we're just providing and promoting coastal conservation efforts and coastal awareness by reaching out to communities that include families with children with disabilities and special needs by introducing them to surfing and saltwater communities.
How did you get involved in putting the environment and community and special needs together?
So the majority of the children that we work with are suffering from debilitating mental and physical illnesses and injuries, whether it's children that are born missing a limb, an arm, or deformities, children that are born with autism, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, children that are suffering and fighting through illnesses like I heard you guys earlier mention cancer. They're all welcome to come out to us. We provide a 100% judgment-free zone with local surfers from the area. So this is not a festival-style event. We don't have vendors. This is an at-home, the way we were raised on our beaches there in Palm Beach County. And we take each child with no judgment, and we put them on surfboards, screaming, kicking, and crying. And then at the end of the day, they can't wait till next month.
You've been doing this since 2014.
We've been doing the saltwater program since 2014, yes. Yeah, and we also, for a little period of time, 2014, 15, and 16, we're trying to get involved in our at-risk youth communities by providing a little bit more of a skateboard event for these guys. So we had a partnership up in St. Lucie County at that time for that period of time. But Fortunately, the insurance costs for skateboarding are well beyond our reach.
And tell us the benefits you're seeing, I can only imagine, for these kids and these families.
So, it's funny, like, for me and my team and the volunteer staff that we have that's with us religiously throughout the year, we just don't pay attention to the impact that we're having on these kids. For us, it's just, how awesome is it? We just get to pull these kids, and throw them on surfboards, push them in the water, and we all just have a blast doing that. But it's after the fact, through social media, through emails, direct messaging, that we can feel the heartfelt emotions of families that reach out to us. For example, we've had families that have children with autism who are nonverbal. And after spending as little as even one surf weekend with us or half of a year with us, are telling us that their kids are speaking. And they're saying ocean, surf. That's what they're saying. So the impact is not made directly known to us until parents and families are starting to respond to us. Kids with Asperger's and Down syndrome are being more socially active at school and after school programs, and their parents are seeing grades increase and go up. It's amazing what happens when you just absorb the concept of inclusion, which is really at the end of the day what our mission is. It's inclusion.
That is unbelievable. Do you have a background in surfing and children and education?
So I've been happily married for 14 years. My wife and I are both from the west side of Lake Worth. I grew up surfing in Palm Beach County from 11, 12 years old all the way through to my 20s. We don't have kids ourselves, so where the inspiration comes from, it's kind of just worked itself out that this is where we needed and wanted to be. We knew it the first day in 2014 that we did it. And yeah, the heritage and history of surfing in Florida is so rich that we all feel we owe surfing something positive to give back to that surfing community. And this is our way of doing that, by introducing something so amazing to kids that really need something amazing in their lives.
It's, Freddie, this today takes me back to our old days, back when things would just fall into place. And that's when God tells you this is where you need to be, when things fall into place. We've had 3 phone calls, 4 in the past 24 hours.
24 hours in the past 25 minutes.
With special needs adults, children, holistic learning, education, being vegan, kids coming forward and doing their own shows to spread the message to other kids. Yeah. And now here you come, and none of this, you were planned, but none of these other things were planned, and they sort of all fell into place around you. And it's just another sign. Fraser looks at me. This is what we do best. Another sign from the universe saying this is what we need to be doing today, right now, is bringing awareness.
And it really started yesterday because we had Crazy Uncle Mike's.
Yes.
Who happens to have a last name. It's not Crazy Mike. Actually, what's his name?
Goodwin.
Mike Goodwin from Crazy Uncle Mike's was in the house, and he's doing things for children with cancer as well, he told us. He wants to meet you, wants to talk to you. And I didn't know that side of Mike. We've known him almost 2 years now. He has an anniversary coming up. Always been a defender of the show. And the calling is now, and all of these kids programming, everything we need to do, we're going to have to look at what's going on around us. If we want to be here tomorrow, we better wise up. And we got to start taking care of those that need it, and those are our children, our future. We're going to have to start digging deep, getting smarter, doing it better, and worry about tomorrow's future, because it's coming.
It's interesting, Donnie. I spoke with a woman today. She's up in Northwest Canada, and she's putting a program together to bring awareness, because autism is up 800% due to foods and the environment and toxins and things that we don't realize. And all of these things, vaccines, so many different things. And here you are, you put them in the water, and some sensory learning, because they're so tactile, to be able to then verbalize ocean for kids that have been nonverbal or non-communicative. And because this becomes a great equaling ground. What you're doing is amazing.
True that.
Thank you. One instance in all the years we've been doing this, for a little while we had, I believe it was Lighthouse for the Blind was bringing some kids, 4 or 5 kids out, and they would have a mix of children that were blind or potentially deaf. And the first time I ever worked with a child who was blind, he was 7 years old. I mean, we're going back to 16. I don't remember his name. He was only with us one time. This kid was adorable. He was excited. And when we got in the water, because he was blind, he started to have very much a sensory overload. He's not really involved in the water. When you hear boats going by and you've got birds chirping and other kids screaming on the shore and all this stuff, I mean, he's in the water laying on a surfboard like this the whole time, because the noises are driving his attention. And I remember I put my hand on his back and I said, stop what you're doing, breathe in, breathe out, close your eyes and just breathe for a second and tell me what you hear. And he goes, I hear the ocean. And I said, there's a wave coming. Are you ready to surf? And he just looked at me and had this smile from ear to ear. He goes, let's do it. It's like one of the most epic reactions of any kids I've worked with. It's been fantastic.
It's amazing. When I worked in Miami, I worked for a company called Granite Transformations. Very happy and very proud. I wear their shirts. They make fun of me. I don't care. Changed my life. I was in the studio one day, and a child with autism, he was 6 years old, he came, and we had a piece with 24 karat gold made. It was huge. It was tremendous. And the little kitchen counters, all this stuff. And the little boy goes, the sun. And the parents turn around, and they pick this child up, and they run out. I thought they were on fire. The child hadn't spoken for 6 years, not one word.
Wow.
And he had autism, and for the first time, he saw something that connected. And they took him to the doctor to find out what's going on. And they brought him back, and not only did that child talk, he wouldn't shut up. He talked about different things, different colors, but the child didn't speak for 6 years.
Wow.
When I coached for 22 years, I did Little League Baseball. And when my kids got out of the system at the age of 12, I stayed coaching. And they said, why are you coaching? Your kids aren't in the program anymore. And it's stories like that, and what you just said, that's the reason why. Because a miracle only happens once in your life, and if you're there to witness this, you can tell the story over and over again. And I applaud what you do. And this is why I'm going to ask everybody who's watching, the numbers are terrific today, by the way, if you're watching today's show, do me a favor. Share it out to one group that you belong to. Share it out to a friend, because we got to get the word out. Visibility, and more visibility. We got to get it out. What this gentleman does, we got to get it out there. Share it out one time. Do me a favor. Do me a solid. I've never asked anybody anything in 5 years. I'm asking today. How's this?
What ages do you work with?
Anywhere from 4 to 17.
4 to 17.
Pretty broad.
And how do people sign up? Is there a wait list? There's got to be a ton of kids and not enough people.
So it's funny because another side of what we do, which is how I come to meet JoJo, is really concentrating on the environmental awareness side. And to do that, we run a professional surf series called the Eco Pro. But when you want to register people for an event, 9 times out of 10, it's a third-party system, and there's a fee involved with that. But our surf camps for kids with disabilities are 100% free. We're 100% reliant on community funding. And so it's advertised through social media, through our website. We do have an online registration through our website. That's very, very easily accessible. We dig into a couple questions with the parents filling out that form so we understand a little bit about each child that's coming out. And they're supposed to register for each and every event. And then, of course, we always have the day of walk-ons. When we first started this in 2025, we had around 12, 13 kids. And obviously last year, we've been inactive this year due to COVID. Last year, we were averaging 50, 55 kids a session.
Wow.
Wow.
So the growth has been immense too. And I have a feeling that in 2021, there's nothing that's going to stop us from getting back in the water. And I have a feeling that our numbers are going to be exponential next year, which means the opportunity for community funding is going to be even higher, more needed.
It's amazing. We work very closely with Miracle League of Palm Beach County, and they are a special needs baseball league.
Yes.
And they have 2 locations now. Actually, opening day, they're opening in 2 weeks. They've got opening day in Delray and up in Jupiter. And with what they do, every child makes a home run. And clearly with a lot of assistance, or they're on the cheerleaders. And I would love to connect the two of you, because I think you have got this synergistic relationship that will just only help kids and families.
Sure. We love to partner with other organizations in any facet we can. Even this year, we've done whatever we could to stay active in the community. Back in April, we've had a very long-lasting, fantastic relationship with the mayor and the city of Boynton Beach. That's where our surf camps are really housed. We do a couple road trips throughout the year to Martin County here in Stewart, as well as Melbourne Beach up South Melbourne area, Paradise Beach Park. But, Boynton is where our home is, and it's very centrally located where we can get the pull from North County. And we have families that come all the way up from Miami, and, we do whatever we can. We bring sea turtle adventures out of Jupiter, comes out to one or two of our events and helps teach and works with kids with sea turtles and stuff. I mean, anything that we can do as additional activities with these kids, because we don't put 50 kids in the water at once. There's 15 or 20 in the water, and we have an activity center where we're doing custom paint, we're doing painting, or we're doing tie-dye t-shirts, anything to keep them active and learning something new that keeps them exhilarated, and obviously the touching and feeling and all the emotions that go along with everything we do on the beach side as well.
Absolutely amazing.
I want to do a sandcastle. Can you teach me how to make a sandcastle?
Sure.
You ever make a sandcastle?
Of course.
You have?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. And I grew up on an island. Yeah.
Really? So did I. Puerto Rico's an island. I didn't teach you. Nobody taught me how to make a sandcastle. I want to learn how to make a sandcastle. And
I couldn't tell you. I just know how to bury people in the sand.
They put glue or something in the water. Water and something else so that it doesn't blow away. It's like an art thing.
It's totally an art. Donnie, how do people reach you?
I make it, but just with
Sam.
Yes.
Anytime you can reach me at info@f6helpinghand.org. That's the letter F like Frank, the number 6 helpinghand.org. That's also an info email as well. Our website, www.f6helpinghand.org. Social media, just type in Future 6. We're the only company with that name. So we're easy to find.
Awesome.
Frank, do you got videotape?
Donnie.
Donnie, do you have videotape of the? I'm thinking ahead of something else. Do you have videotape of the kids in the water and the camp and everything else?
Absolutely. You can find videos all over the place on our social media. We've got a YouTube channel. There's a few videos right on the homepage of our website.
I got an idea for you. I'm going to call you in a little while. I got an idea.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your information. Wow. I hope
No
you guys
problem.
get
Thank
back
you
in
so
the
much for
water.
having me.
It was our pleasure.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, another one.
Another commercial, another TV series for the children.
Faith, I'm glad you're here to witness this because you've known us for a long time. And this is what you and I do best, is when the magic of opening our doors comes together and people just fall in place to help each other and grow as a community. And when I met you 5 years ago, that's Faith's camera. When I met you 5 years ago, I said, I got nothing to say. All I know is children, special needs, and families. And you said, okay, do it. And I said, what do you mean, do it? You said, do it. Make it a show. Make it a company.
It's taken 5 years for Dawn to say something.
Do what you do. 5 years.
Hey, 5 years.
Boom.
No, it hasn't been 5 years. That's nonsense.
Let's take a quick commercial break. We're going to change Faith's battery. Uh-oh, we're going to charge her battery up. And we will be right back.
Sexy, seductive, and beautiful. Looking for a professional and talented photographer? Danielle Boujon specializes in capturing flirtatious and tasteful images for yourself or your partner. Located in South Florida, Danielle really knows how to bring out your inner beauty on a shoot. Visit her website at www.daniellebuljan.com or call her at 561-305-2241 to capture your most desirable moments.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in to. Your systems are offline.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Even though some things are far away, we plan for them ahead of time because they're important. When it comes to your celebration of life, it's really no different. You want to plan ahead now so your family doesn't have to later, and create a service that reflects your values, character, and traditions, no matter what they may be. At Dignity Memorial, we listen to every detail and make sure everyone is remembered.
Welcome to your vacation staycation. And what better way to kick back than to blend up a sweet pina colada, a smooth mojito, or just a nice stiff rum and coke? If you want true relaxation and enjoyment, then you want Gubba Rum. Gubba Rum is a unique rum infusion. Gubba Silver Rum is infused with real shredded coconut, and Gubba Rum Gold is infused with real shredded vanilla bean. Both are made with certified organic ingredients. Each infused Gubba Rum is 35% ABV, 70 proof, and as we say in Boston, wicked smooth. So if you're looking for the best combination of taste, smoothness, quality, and price, your clear choice is Gubba Rum. If you want that wicked smooth taste for yourself or your vacation, staycation, visit GubbaRum.com to find your closest liquor store that carries Gubba Rum Gold and Gubba Rum Silver. Gubba Rum, it's wicked smooth.
Let's all welcome a new sponsor to the show. It's AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet TV radio production company, discover AMP2 TV, a full-service production company that can provide all streaming videos in studio or remotely. They offer web page development, and they use all the latest platforms to help make all your business selling points more powerful. They can do remotes or live radio streaming as well as tape productions for social media platforms and television. AMP2 TV can handle all of your television needs, including closed caption for a perfect on-air telecast. Choose from a variety of creative TV and radio packages or visit one of their many studios to get your creative juices flowing. Come and see why AMP2 TV works with many major companies, including Comcast, Bravo, and Fox 29, as well as individuals and businesses of all types and sizes. To see samples of their work or to find out more, visit their website at amp2.tv. That's AMP, the number 2.tv, or call them at 866-224-5422. Feel free to call for a quote or just a consult of how to put your business on a social media platform or radio platform, or just doing a show that is covered by all platforms. Call 866-224-5422 and make an appointment. That's 866-224-5422.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
It's like, are you ready to rumble?
Are you ready to rumble? I love it. Nice job, guys. I gotta tell you, if you think it's easy doing this, with everything they have to do, all the production pieces that have to be put together, come on down. I challenge anybody to come and try to do this.
Yeah, you can't do this. It takes a full production staff to do everything that we do. The good, the bad, the ugly, the fun, the guests, our friends. Even we get to drink a little bit. So Marissa says she's not drinking with you again.
Yes, she is. It's funny because Marissa also said, I don't drink. Then she says, I don't drink a lot. I don't drink ever. And every time I see her, she's drinking. I don't know what that is.
Moonshine? No, it was good. It was vanilla flavor. Did
The
you like it,
moonshine
Freddie?
was delicious.
I thought he was coming to there with more. I had my
He should.
barrel.
All
of-
right, I drink their. He's calling you out on your moonshine. You should have been here.
He plays the piano and everything else, the moonshine and piano. It's the best combination in the world.
Did you go away that weekend?
No, we didn't.
You didn't go?
No.
You didn't take the super van or fly?
No,
You
no,
did
that
not
was
go?
just too much of a, hey, let's drop everything and go right now.
Is that an Edric thing?
Myrtle Beach.
That's an Edric thing.
That was Myrtle Beach with Lawrence Taylor.
Yes, that was.
You didn't go?
First of all, it's golf. Why would I go?
Chatterbox.
It's fun.
You don't.
Then I have
golf
to
is
work.
wonderful.
So I can't just drop Thursday, Friday, Monday just to go at the.
No, you can. You chose not to. Let me tell you about golf. I'm a horrible golf player, but I am the fun part of any golf situation. Everybody wants to be in my cart because I put a bar in the back of my cart.
That's how it should be.
And you drink, putt. You drink. You know putt-putt when you go putt-putting?
But
That's
you
what
have
I
to
do.
actually hit the ball far.
I
for
throw the
first
ball.
part of it.
Listen, I put
And
it in
you
my.
can't chat. I don't like that. You have to like
You could chat, just move the cart over to the side. I put the ball in my pocket and I go to the green and I drop it. Call a cop. What difference does it make? Why is it so difficult to put a ball in a cup? Is it hard? Yes. Am I going to do it? No. I'd rather drink and have a cart and...
All right.
Life according to Freddie.
It's camaraderie. It's camaraderie.
Well, he's hosting a golf tournament in the spring.
I want to join.
So you're going to play,
But
right?
I'm not hitting the ball. I would have a bar in the golf course. In the golf cart. I'll hit it with a baseball bat. I can hit it a mile with that.
Come out with your hat and represent Brooklyn Cafe.
That's what I'll do, but I'm not hitting the ball. I'm going to swing
you
at
go?
the ball.
Will you go? Will you go?
Can I sit in the cart? Yes.
The three
Oh,
of
no,
us.
I'll go.
We're in.
I'm not hitting that
I'm
ball.
in.
I'm going to tell you right now. I'm not hitting the ball.
I will. I have no problem.
You can hit the ball. You can hit my ball. You can hit all the balls.
And I'll stay in the spots where you're allowed to chat.
And I will have the golf cart with the bar in the back. Right?
And there you have it. Yes,
I'm in your cart,
100%.
Freddie.
First of all, can you imagine doing on a golf course?
Yes.
There's actually sweat involved. She's going to go,
yes.
That's it. I'm done.
Did we not cover opening day of Miracle League?
Man, it was hot.
It was hot.
I had to cover the cameras. It was so hot.
Did you put your hair up or in a
It was in a hat.
Yeah.
It had to be. It was in a hat.
Definitely.
I had a baseball hat, glasses, shorts. I went home that day. I had to literally, when your clothes are sticking, you peel them off.
Yeah.
But to watch these kids and to actually cover opening day on a special needs baseball league, I mean, there was really
It was spectacular, man.
amazing.
But it was hot. It was so hot, I had to cut the clothes off me because I couldn't get them off. It was 120 in the shade. And their field is not real grass, it's artificial grass, which reflects light.
I think they've redone the field. I think they got a new scoreboard. They're doing a virtual dinner on the diamond this year.
Ay, Papa, all I know is it was hot. Chuck melted, he left. And then it rained.
The cameras
It started
melted.
raining at the end, right when we were shutting down. So now you see the steam coming off the sweaty, hot bodies.
Oh, it was hot.
It looked like a sauna on your own being.
It was different, but what an amazing group of people, an amazing group of kids. I'm going to reach out to Coach Cadell and trying to make that connection with F6.
F who?
F6, Future 6.
Oh, yes, yes.
He was on. So, Ingrid, what do you think?
Wonderful.
She hasn't witnessed the Brooklyn Cafe in action.
No, it's the first time.
It's a little overwhelming, huh?
Yes, well, for the first time.
Don't tell her that because
Cameras.
don't tell her that
lights.
because Ingrid did a show with us virtually one time and she was like, "Was I okay?" This is you can't be wrong when you're yourself.
I
Just
guess
be
you
yourself.
have to be yourself.
Yeah, just do you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you do something that nobody else does because I seen you workout pictures and stuff, and she lifts barbells and she looks like Hercules doing. She looks like what
Looks
Faith
like
does.
Faith does.
Look like Hercules women. I see that. I get exhausted. I have to shut it down.
Great.
Freddie.
I mean, she's lifting. She's squatting 200 pounds. I'm like, what? I mean, who wants to do that?
Faith does.
I do.
And you do.
I know you do, and you enjoy doing it.
Oh, I love it. Yes. Yes.
And you work out of Broken Sound?
I work at Broken Sound. I'm one of the trainers at Broken
Okay.
Sound. Yes.
And
but
are they open?
Yes, we're open. We have a lot of regulations. I have to wear gloves and wear a mask, which is not a problem. But they take our temperature when we go in. The gym is super clean. That gym is immaculate. So and again, some people are afraid to come back to the gym and be exposed to other people, but they are slowly coming back to the gym, which is nice to see. They're very excited, some of them, and again, some of them are still afraid to come back. So just have to be
And Broken
patient, I
Sound
guess.
has a big gym.
It's a nice size gym. It's not that big, but it's a decent size. Yeah.
And I remember that they have where the pool is tremendous, right?
Oh, the pool is, yes.
Because I have reciprocity. What is it called?
Reciprocity?
That. I got reciprocity. I don't know what it means.
Means you
but
can go
I got-
someplace else.
I could go there. And I went there and I used the
It's
outside,
beautiful.
I used the gym. This is before the virus, because we can do 24 different places. I live in Beaucaire. And my goodness gracious, the outside pool area was the most unbelievable place I have ever seen in my entire existence. This was like the get up and go of pool areas.
Yes.
They had a group over here, they had a group over there. Every age was represented, from children to seniors.
Yes.
Unbelievable. It was tremendous
Yes.
on that part. Why are you looking at me like that? You
So
never?
I'm thinking how you're thinking I'm teasing you, but I'm thinking how our demographic has changed from raising children to now we're moving closer to the senior side of it.
I wasn't on the senior side.
You
I said
weren't, but-
everybody was represented. I was hanging out with the millennials.
I'm sure you were.
I taught them a drink with two
Yeah, I was
sticks.
gonna say, drink.
You take a Japanese beer,
Mhm.
and you take two sticks and you put it across the top, and you take a shot of a liquor, a Japanese liquor. I don't even know what it was, and you have to sort of pull the stick so it falls into the beer and you drink it. Kamikaze.
Interesting.
You ever heard
Doesn't
of that?
sound like a
Yes.
normal
You have.
kamikaze.
I have
Right.
heard. I haven't
No,
done
it's
it.
a delicious.
I've heard
She
of
has.
it. Yeah.
This
And
is
you're
Life
from-
with Freddie.
You're from
Sounds
where?
like a Boilermaker.
Originally from Peru.
Oh yeah, that's Peru. They do that all the time. There's no more sticks left because Peru has them all. But anyway, I hung out there I hung out with the young crowd. I was hanging out with the oldies.
I know
was
you
helping
did.
them in and out of the pool. Soon though, I know
So
they're going to be
agree.
helping me. I can see it already. And I'm going to act real old and says, I need help. Somebody help me.
No, it's this line that we cross as we age with the kids. You got grandkids. We're moving into that next phase.
It's funny because as you get older and you have grandchildren, they begin to act like you're a fossil. And I remember telling my sister and my brother, I don't want to go see grandma because they're fossils. And they got that funky
As
smell.
long as you don't have the old man smell, we're good.
The old man smell. Faith, if I get old man smell, I want you to shoot me right away.
I swear to God, I will tell you. I
No, don't tell me.
promise.
Just shoot me, because now I put on scentability candles all throughout the house. And Linda says, "Are you going to burn this down?" I says, "No. If I ever get that old man smell, I'm done. I am done. You won't see me anymore. I'm done. Done."
You are funny.
It's true. Come on, you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly.
Because I see you go, "Hey, how you doing?"
Donnie's not doing that,
Oh,
is
I
she?
see her do it. She's gonna deny it, but I see it. Everybody does it. Everybody.
I can't even tell you on
You
air,
see?
but
There you go. I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say. That's horrible.
She's laughing.
She laughs.
That means no
Because she
comment.
knows it's true. Because she knows it's true.
because it happened yesterday, but it wasn't that. It was someone else. And I went to Teddy. I said, Teddy, what is that smell? She says, oh, no.
Was it me?
No.
Don't tell me it was me.
No, it was not. It was every chair that person was in. I had to go. Thankfully, we have thieves, and I could spray everything down in the studio.
Yep, you definitely need to use thieves instead of candles.
Yeah.
Listen,
Thieves-
I'm gonna
Thieves
be a
is much
thief.
more effective. Yeah, it is.
Really? What is
Yeah.
a more powerful?
You don't like it when I ask
Do
you
you
to
know-
mop the floor in thieves, but they're all telling you that's what
Listen,
you got to use.
do you know why you use thieves?
To build your immunity.
This is why you use thieves. Okay, it's like a essential oils sort of cocktail. You use thieves because that's what they used when they robbed people during the bubonic plague, the Black Death. They used a combination of herbs and oils.
What do you mean thieves? They used.
They
Thieves
used
is
a
what we wash the
combination
floor with.
of herbs and oils that literally prevented the robbers, the thieves, the people that handled the dead bodies from getting the bubonic plague.
That's
They never got the
interesting.
plague. They never got
Did you
the
know
plague.
that? Yeah. I didn't
But
know
I'm
that.
going to tell you, Dawn, Faith, I don't have a problem with it. The problem is that Dawn is
Put it
cheap,
on the areas that were exposed. They put
so she uses a little bit.
No, you can't. You can't use those things in excess.
But it
One
don't have no
drop-
smell if you don't use
One
enough.
drop is super,
I like
super, super
aroma.
concentrated.
He wants to pour the whole bottle in the bucket.
No, I
to
want
mop.
aroma. I want aroma. I am very
If
delicate.
I have one drop of thieves in my diffuser, or I use one drop in water, my cat disappears. He's like, I'm not interested. He likes lavender. He loves frankincense. He'll purr next to it. But when it comes to that one,
You see,
not.
but frankincense is very.
It's mellow, like you just-
Frankincense is
much.
healing.
Very.
It is, but I
Frankincense
don't
is
want.
one of the
I don't
most
want
healing oils.
Yeah, but I don't want my house to smell like a hospital. I don't want that. I want.
You don't want to use that
natural.
much.
He wants his
Use
house to smell like
lavender, use
Fabulosa.
geranium, use orange.
No, I hate Fabulosa because it has aluminum oxide, but I like the smell of something good.
Might as
So-
well poison yourself.
Raspberry.
Raspberry. I rather squeeze
that's
a raspberry.
interesting.
I squeeze raspberries.
Okay.
And then we boil it. We put it through a screen and then we use it to mop.
We can put other essential oils in the
You're
mop
gonna
bucket
have every
to mop.
ant in the world in this place.
We have other essential. We can put in your bucket to mop. Ever remember Carol Burnett where she would mop the floor with that big
Yes.
bucket? That's the bucket we have. So when I try and mop this floor, the mop is bigger than I am. It'd be bigger than you. So Freddie does the mop. Well, he used to do the mopping.
I do the mopping.
Get a steamer. You can just put, the shark steamer, and then on the pad you can just spray essential oil and water. That's what we use.
Oh,
Okay, do me a favor.
I get
don't-
another vacuum mop
don't-
here.
And then you wash the little steamer head, the fabric. You just wash it.
Do
so
me a
it's
favor.
always
Don't
clean.
help me.
Yeah, I
Don't
was
help me.
told about another one last night
Thank you.
that I
Don't-
can
don't
get.
help me.
There's a
Don't-
new machine that sweeps, vacuums, and mops, like with different buttons. It's a Shark 2, I was told. So I'm thinking that might be in our repertoire to go. I'm running out of room in the back for mops and brooms. You see my collection? It's an OCD thing I have about cleaning.
I clean the floor. Vinny cleans the same floor. Teddy or somebody else will clean the same floor. And what do you think happens at 4 o'clock? She cleans it again and again
That's
and
why we're
again.
comfortable here.
And I say to her, I'm not going to clean it anymore because I told my sister the same thing. Why should I do it once when you're doing it for the 4th time?
I'm going to stop.
And then she trips, she breaks this. The other day I caught her in the back. I got pictures.
You
I
do?
can send pictures. She was in the back because one of the kids broke a glass and they had liquid in it. And she's on her hands and knees, underneath, crawling underneath to get all the stuff. And I says, what are you doing? Move the cart, get a mop, and put the cart back. No. Hands and knees.
It has a line, everything. I
She
know.
want to do it right.
It's an
Perfect.
OCD thing.
Yep. And that's okay.
She's
with me.
going to drive me to drink. All right, so anyway, getting back to the old person smell. If that happens, I want you to shoot me. Because
We promise we will.
No, not a good thing to do.
Ingrid, tell us what type of clients you work with.
I have a very wide range. My youngest client right now is 16 years old. He just turned 16 years old. And my oldest is 93.
Wow.
And
That's
I
awesome.
I love working
That's awesome, Ingrid.
with older people. Love it. Because when you're young, you really don't see, you don't appreciate when you gain strength, you like it, but you don't appreciate the fact that you can, when you're old and you're losing your balance and now you're jumping, you go like, wow, it's a big achievement for a person who is past 90. So, and it's really rewarding to see that. It's very exciting, it's very rewarding, and everybody's looking at him, and everybody's clapping when he's doing something like that, because at that age, I mean, like I said, you came losing your balance and now you're jumping.
Wow.
So it's amazing.
So it's
amazing.
never
I
too late to
love it.
start.
Never. I started training him when he was 91, going to 92.
Wow.
So now he's 93 and he's doing things that he didn't think he could ever done. In fact, the first time I told him, we're gonna jump today, and he was like, what? What? No, I can't do that. And I was like, who's training you? And he said, you. And I said, well, I've been preparing you for this day. He was like, following me, scratching his head, and now he's just doing it, He doesn't jump very high, but the last time the highest we jumped was 4 inches high,
That's higher than I could jump.
and he did it.
Did you see the guy who ran the 40-yard dash? He was 103 in Japan. 103. And he could barely walk.
That's
Forget about
amazing.
walking. He could barely move. And he finished the race.
Wow.
And everybody in the stadium gave him a standing ovation. They gave him flowers just for him to show up at that line. And he didn't care what nobody thought. He says, I did it.
It's amazing.
awesome.
That is catching up to who you really are. Because it's in you, right? You just have to catch up.
You're limitless.
Yeah, I mean, you have
You're
to
limitless.
want to do it. Yeah, there's
Wanting
nothing to
to
stop
do
you.
it.
There's nothing to stop you. You go as
Wanting
far as
to
you want to
do it.
go.
You want to do it?
It's amazing because a lot of people, you say, I want you to come and I want you to do this. No. Why? I don't know how. Then I say, when you were born, did you come out talking? Did you
Exactly.
come out running? Did you come out thinking? Did you write your name when you were in the birth? You learn. Isn't that what we are, creatures of learning?
Yes.
Don't we learn?
Or we're creatures of habit and we're afraid to get out of our comfort zone to do
That is
what
No,
we
we
need to
become
do.
creatures
That
of
is
habit
true.
because the easy way is always the easy way. If I go like this all the time, like I told you, do the number 6 You know the number 6? And circle your right foot at the same time. If you could do it, I'll call NBC because you'll be the only person on the planet that can.
Nobody's going to try it. You got to go clockwise.
Right foot clockwise.
And then the number 6.
And draw the number 6
With your same hand.
with your right hand.
Oh, okay.
So
The
turn
6
your
goes
foot clockwise, al pie.
Oh, you start to, your foot automatically, because that side of your brain automatically wants you to go.
You're using the same side of your brain, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I learned that.
I'm gonna practice that and see if I
Yeah,
can change
if
it.
you
Probably
practice, you
not.
can master it.
Keep practicing. Let's go to commercial break. When we come back, I want to find out what's going on with you, Miss Faith. What have you been up to?
Where you been hiding?
Leveling up high-level entrepreneurs. So stay
What?
tuned. We'll be right back.
Pizza District is the official pizzeria of the Brooklyn Cafe Show. They have amazing deals, great food, and an even better customer connection. Their owner, Nico, runs the friendliest and cleanest pizzeria for miles around. With their pizza made with whole wheat, gluten-free, cauliflower crust, and traditional New York style, you can't go wrong. Plus all the extras like salad and chicken wings. They are a family-run business with a great atmosphere. Call today to order your pizza and tell them the Brooklyn Cafe sent you at 561-961-4163. That's 561-961-4163 for Pizza District, the official pizzeria of the Brooklyn Cafe Show.
Mark Dane's paintings are custom designed specifically for your space. Each design will not only illuminate your space, but will also function as a truly unique light painting. Each piece is handcrafted using various dichroic glass shapes mounted at precise angles on a metal or wood panel. A specific integrated light source strikes the glass shapes to produce a combination of highly saturated colors. The light paintings can be customized to any shape, practically any size, and in any color combination. They can be configured to produce in excess of 5,000 lumens and may be placed on a table, a pedestal, in a niche, or hang on the wall. Come to the gallery at the theater and talk to Mark about placing a piece of his art in your home.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would just listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have the platform to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 80800. That's CAFE to 80800.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Thank you very much. I love it. I tell you what.
You do 20 things I don't even know
I
you're
could do
doing
50
sometimes.
things. That last spot that you saw is the announcement of our new podcast studios that we're opening up. Teddy did a brilliant job. She says to me, "Do you want to see?" I said, "No, put it."
Coffee Beans Podcast.
Isn't that the best?
Your morning, that could be like what grinds your gears. Your morning brew.
Yeah, it's in the opposite way. But coffee, hey, Chatterbox, Coffee Bean Podcast. Our new podcast station.
Podcast. Hey.
We are, because that's our coffee. Ingrid, you can take that bag with you, yes.
But that's not a good fit for me because I'm not a morning human.
Are you a big morning person?
Not
really?
at all. I can work all night. Not
I will
morning.
call you at 6 o'clock in the morning from now on. I will send you a text.
You can. You will talk to yourself.
That's okay.
What about
I do
Edric?
He's hit or miss. He's more evening too. The cat's a morning person. I mean,
That's it.
Oh, you know, talking about the cats, and then we'll get to Faith. Remember the lady that came in and talked to me about Casper? When I threw her the hell out of here because I thought she was nuts?
She was the pet psychic, yes.
The pet psychic. I had to bring her back. I owe her an apology and a lunch. Remember what she said about Casper? He doesn't like his litter. Can you imagine a cat talking to somebody from here to there? He's not even in the same place.
Well, he's a
he
cat.
has feelings though. Like that should be respected.
But this lady said to me, I'm talking to your cat, and he doesn't like his litter.
And he's nowhere here. He's like at
He's
home.
in my house.
Right, and she's
This is
here.
a 28-pound Maine Coon gray cat, which are very rare.
And stop trying to give him away, please.
Oh, you can't give him away. He's mine.
Okay.
But check this out. Linda bought a new litter. And she bought a Calm that she gives him a little food of Calm. And I want to know, who is this cat? No more accidents.
Buddy.
He's like the best cat in the world. He lays on my chest. He doesn't bite anymore. Everything, like the whole world has changed. Is this chick for real?
You made him upset for all these years and you didn't even know it.
He wasn't even mine. They brought him one day for Father's Day, my son, and he ran out. He was afraid
Well,
of
he
the cat.
became yours.
He became mine because he was abused, and I took him in. But this cat decided to make my house his toilet. Named a sofa, made a pillow.
So you didn't provide the appropriate, facilities for him.
I didn't know.
The litter wasn't right.
I didn't know. Then they took off his nails. He has no claws, which must be painful, right? So we put him on a sand that is pine, right? And I guess it hurts him. And I didn't know that. So Linda's been going through this whole thing with him. So we came out with this wonderful new, for cats that have anxiety, with the food. But I owe her an apology because I don't recognize his cat. I come over, I look for problems, no problems. He's like the best cat in the world. So if you need a pet, do we have her information?
Joyce Brodsky, yes.
We need to call her. She is an amazing person. And if you have a problem animal, you don't got to get rid of it. Just got to bring this chick in, and she take care of the whole thing.
She's a human intuitive psychic as well, but she also loves working with animals because they speak to her. They talk to her.
I thought she was a couple of French fries short of a Happy Meal, to be honest
But
with
apparently not.
you. Apparently I'm the one missing the boat.
Oh, we know that, so it's all good.
Listen, anything is possible. After this debacle, I believe anything is possible.
Anything and everything. But I want to find out what Faith has been up to.
I've been up to working. What else do I do, Dawn?
But what do you do?
Work.
Tell people what you do.
I'm a pharmacist and a biochemist by trade, and I pivoted in probably 2015, and I actually coach very high performers out of corporate America into their own successful businesses. And I work with entrepreneurs who want to reach the next level. That's pretty much.
And what are you finding now as we're coming out of this lovely year?
I think that I have many, many people inquiring, and I think people are excited to use their creativity. I also think that there's this reticence because it's the most common obstacle for my clients. It's the fear. It's the fear of, oh my gosh, am I really going to be able to do this? Let's see, what are the number one fears? Am I going to be able to make enough money? Am I going to be able to have insurance? Can I support my family? Can I really do this? And those are typical. Those are the kinds of fears that are normal, and those are the things that we flush out. We reprogram the mind so that you don't have those massive fears holding you back, because where you were great in corporate America, you got all these skills and you got a list, like a laundry list of stuff you're great at. Those things are going to help you, but they're not necessarily going to make you successful in a whole new arena. When I pivoted, I had no idea. So I've taken what I learned and condensed that down so that I make someone's journey into their own business so much easier, so much faster, and so much more successful. And I wish there would have been someone like me back then when I was doing this. So pretty much that's it.
I think a lot of people are probably leaving corporate or have left corporate America or jobs for various reasons, whether by choice or because they had to as things change.
Yes.
And this was the great opportunity to say, I can do what I love. I can create my own business And it's a great idea when you're home, until you have to bring it to fruition. And that's when both of you ladies come in. And that's when Marissa says, okay, what's the name of your company? Let's start branding it. And that's when Faith says, and this is what step one is, and this is how we're going to get you out of the gate.
It's your mind. Your mind has been programmed in corporate America. You're programmed by the TV. That's why MK Ultra is pumped through the TV and all the news stations and every program you ever watch, because your brain is being controlled. So in order to break out of that control, there are certain things and tips and tricks that you can do so that it no longer holds you hostage. And when you begin your own business, it's a whole different level. It is a level of your being disciplined within your own realm to create what it is that you want. The creative mind fires up when both hemispheres of the brain sync. And that's a whole nother discussion and conversation, but it's incredibly important for you to understand that that's really your only limitation. You can do whatever you want. You can have whatever you want. You can start a business with a product or a service. Doesn't matter what it is. As long as it's what you choose and you're going to have fun doing it, let's make it happen. That's my philosophy.
Will you work with clients from the inception, or do they already have to be an existing business?
No, it makes no difference. If it's somebody who's in corporate America right now, they're a CEO, they're a CFO, they're COOs, they're VPs, they're senior VPs, people that are already really successful, and they can still continue to work what they're doing and create what their dream is. So you do it part-time. So I sort of amp them up. Let's start with little steps. We'll begin there, and then when they're really, really working on their mindset and they flushed out some of those old programs, then they become free. You free the mind. That's my job, is to free your mind and transition you out. That's it. It's really, it's really fun.
It's interesting that you brought that up, because not everybody is created equal. Everybody,
Correct.
whether you're CEO, CFO, whatever, they have different forms of either of fear or different forms of success, depending on what their interpretation is. But I wanted to ask a question. The market is what the market is, good, bad, or indifferent. And I don't want to get into the philosophies of it, because some people agree with it, some people don't. To be successful, do you give your best during that closed-in market, that market that's there? Do you play towards the market, or do you play away from the market? And if you play away from the market, are you willing to pay the sacrifice that you may lose out on being successful in the market?
I think that the market determines what people are buying and what they're interested in. Gary Vaynerchuk is a huge proponent of the market determines what people are going to purchase. I think you need to study that. I think you need to really have a concept and a vision of what is coming down the road. If we look at what's happened over the last 6 months, the last year, you have to understand that technology has become such a giant part of who we are, what we do, how we be, that you know that that's going to be a huge part of it. So whether you do your marketing as public relations with someone such as Marissa and Chatterbox, or you're also including the type of marketing that Dawn and Freddie do with TV and iHeartRadio and WNN and their studios, you have to choose, okay, what's going to work for your personality? What do you love? This is what I want people to hear. Do what you love. Do what's inside of you. You came here for a purpose. It's a great purpose. And it fits in with who you married, who your kids are, fits in with all of that. It's kind of a seamless sort of array. And if you'll follow that, you can be as successful as you choose to be. So whether the market is up, the market is down, they want this type of product, they want that type of product, you can figure something out that works with your gifts and talents. That's why you're here at this time. That's why we're ahead of the curve. That's why we're creating this vision for each and every person that I work with that works for them.
Interesting. And I see Chatterbox, I see that you're nodding your head. Feel the same way?
So Yeah, I feel like, you know, it's not about so much a market being up or down. I feel you have to move with the change
With the flow.
and move with it, because in a time before COVID, a lot of people were focusing on traditional media and maybe some form of digital. Now with
The
the
switch.
with the pandemic, you know, for the past 6 months, we're finding that people are not going and knocking on those physical doors. Hi, I would like to come into your business. They're using their mobile device, they're using their computer, they're using a digital, you know, avenue to find you. So you have to conform. You don't have a choice. Your business may not have had a website. You may not have been on social. But now you have to, because that's how people are going to find you.
Then I want to throw the curveball at all of you. And all of you can answer. It doesn't make a difference. Here's the curveball. I'm on the Hispanic market, the Latino market, which is different, totally different from the Anglo market. Same principles apply?
I would say yes, because when we do ads, what we notice, you know, we check them in English and Spanish and Creole and Portuguese and French. Those are the 5 languages that we focus on, because 99.99% of the people living here have one of these.
Right.
And we're joined at the hip to it, right? So my phone is set in English. Maybe yours is set to Portuguese or Spanish. So when you open the device, you need to make sure your message is being translated into those. And we find that the Hispanic market sometimes has more interaction and engagement than the English market. Is that not interesting?
It's very interesting.
And you
Ingrid,
go
you
into
feel, you feel that way too?
into
You know
Dade
what, I have-
County, it's huge, way more than English.
I did not know that.
Yeah, yeah.
I did
That's,
not
but
know
that's the
that.
prediction. That's really the prediction of what will happen, especially here in Florida, is that I hate to say it, but Spanish will become the dominant language.
Well, if you go to Miami, I mean,
It
you
is
don't
already is.
speak English anymore. You speak Spanish and you're fine.
Right, and a
going
lot of
around.
times you have people who speak multiple languages. We're finding a lot of people who speak English and Spanish, they choose to have their phone set in Spanish. They're more comfortable with that language. Maybe it's their native tongue, so they're just more comfortable to receive information in Spanish.
But this is why Fuego 2.0, it is what we're trying to accomplish is to get Latinos to understand the Anglo market, and what Faith just touched on is necessity to make the Latino market rise again, because language barriers, I mean, the Haitian market is becoming more advanced in the media world than the Latino market. I think the Latino market has taken a step down. Don't write to me, because maybe I'm wrong. Don't write. But maybe it needs to be oomphed a little bit more. Maybe we need to show and explain some of the messages that Faith says, some of the things that you're saying, some of the things that we do every day. We got to have the right delivery for it. We got to have those that believe in it. And this is one of the reasons I asked Ingrid to come down, because Fuego 2.0 is going to be bigger, it's going to be better, it's going to be more bold, and we're going to go after the market as opposed to waiting for the market to develop.
And I think it's different. We talked about this weekend, and I know we got to wrap up the show. Your kids are Hispanic. They do not speak Spanish.
They do not speak Spanish.
But they are Hispanic, and they
But
are
my grandsons will speak Spanish.
because your daughter-in-law does.
So she's pushing it.
Well, one, Gio's son, Joey,
Does not.
does not. But his mother's Spanish too, isn't she?
Yes.
But
She's
the-
from South America.
So
Peruvian.
it's totally a different culture, different generations, but yet still a really important part of the Hispanic
None of
community.
my nephews, including my sister, who speaks Spanish like a cow in the barn. She's horrible. They don't understand. La cultura is the most important thing that you can possess. It is who you are. You can be a lot of things, but you will always be who you are, no matter what it is. And you got to understand, it's a business. It is your culture. It is your business. Do not let go of your identity, because that's who you will always be.
I think we gave a lot of business perspective today. Oh my
Excellent.
gosh, right?
I love it.
What a day.
I love it. From children all the way to different languages. It's fantastic.
Incredible. Faith, how do people find you?
Oh, 561-702-3986. 561-702-3986, that's the phone. Or Faith Washington, the number 4, the letter U, @gmail.com. Faith Washington, the number 4, the letter U, @gmail.com.
And you have a Facebook page they can follow you on as
I
well.
do, yes. Faith S. Washington. That's it.
Yep.
Easy.
Beautiful thing.
And Ingrid?
You can reach me at Facebook at Ingrid Quino or at Instagram, Ingrid Q Fitness.
And Chatterbox, Miss Dibble, Mrs.
You got it right today. You can call us at 954-461-8907. Follow us on social, Chatterbox of South Florida, and our website is www.chatterboxofsouthflorida.com. Let's get South Florida chatting about your business.
Fantastic.
Do that. You know, get your Chatterbox on. I'm going to tell you, optimize what you got, because what you have works. You just don't know it yet.
You got to keep doing it. And my word of the day, as always, and I need to get back to my mission of what I do, is hope. It is more than kindness. It is hope. There was always a glimmer of hope. And you know what? Find that silver lining, get that hope, and keep going. As
How come
Freddie
you
says,
got
get
a
it
word
on.
of the day?
My word of the day, because I always end it be kind to each
you know
other.
what? I got a word of the day, too. When you
I'm
finish, you
afraid
let me
to
know.
ask you your word of the
Now,
day.
I'm going to give you a word of the day.
Uh-oh.
Push.
There you go.
Give me my word of the day, push.
Find a word of the day.
You
I think
know
it's
what?
a new word.
Don't settle, man. You settle, you done. You
Push.
settle, you done. You got to push. Make it bigger, make it better. We done?
We're done.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S will bring more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. Well, see you next time.
In the cold and sleepless nights, I wait for you to bring me back to life. In my electric eyes, it doesn't mean that time can thicken every single breath. I want to unfreeze my heart and fly away. That's why I wanna save her. Your moons and craters. Open up my eyes, waterfalls of ice, sweeping me away like an avalanche. Helpless as I fall, the words can't say it all, sweeping me away like an avalanche, like an avalanche. I listen for a sound, waiting deep inside my maze of sweeping thrills and colors. Just